let's begin. So, I wanted to say hello to everybody out there and welcome to the Damia Method. Um, and let's begin. This is the introduction to my awareness masterclass. So, welcome. And I hope that I will get to see you. So at the end of this talk, if you would like to be put on the list for the masterclass of awareness that is coming up, just write their awareness and your email address, and then I will make sure that a space is reserved for you. So let's begin. I do have my notes so that I stay on track and I don't waste your time in the next 20 minutes because there's lots to get through. So let's look at awareness. Okay, awareness is a word that everybody hears all the time. Are you aware? Are you aware? But what does awareness actually mean? So today we're not going to fix anything. There's nothing wrong with you. You are not broken. We don't need to improve you in any way. Please, I need you to get that into your mind that there is nothing wrong with you. Okay? Awareness is where we begin to see ourselves clearly, and that is what I need you to focus on. I need you to focus on you. Okay? You've heard the expression, you can't give from an empty cup, and it is so true in your life. So awareness starts with you, and it is seeing yourself more clearly. That is what awareness is all about. All right, so there's no big action plan. There's no rules and lines of discipline. There's just awareness. Okay, so many people think that awareness is like some big thing they need to do. Okay, and it's not. It's not. Awareness is observing your thoughts, your emotions, and your reactions. And no one else can tell you how to function with your own awareness. I don't want you to control anything, and I don't want you to come in here filled with your own judgment against yourself. You need to let that go. So I'll give you an example. Awareness is when you are in a situation and you suddenly become irritated. Awareness is being aware of that irritation while you are in the situation. So you're going to be like, well, Shanna, obviously I know why I'm annoyed, but it's not actually the case. The problem with awareness is we don't utilize it. A lot of people, your behavior is considered automatic. Okay, and automatic behavior comes from patterns that we operate with. These patterns are things that come from your childhood, your memories, your culture, your work environment, the environment you live in. Slowly but surely, you have formed these little patterns in your life. And you have created what we call your own narrative, your own story. So what a lot of people don't understand is you seem to think that life happens to you. So let me explain this to you. Life is life. Life's going to happen with or without you, and that comes from a place of love. Okay? Life happens. The sun rises, the sun sets, the days go by, the seasons will come and change. Life happens. Life doesn't happen to you. You need to understand the correction in your mind. Life happens through you, and you need to decide what your story is. What is your narrative that you are living through in your life? And this is where awareness is essential. So we're not going to live and react to life. We need to live through life, through the narratives that we've written. If you don't have awareness, so some people will be like, ugh, what is this? I don't need this. I'm good. I'm living. If you don't have awareness, and everyone at some stage in their life will get to a point where awareness comes in, you will repeat the same arguments again and again in your life. With different people in different situations, the same arguments are going to come up. You will respond in the same way, and you will have those arguments again and again and again in your life. You will feel the same frustrations in the different seasons of your life. Because if you're unaware of the narrative that is governing your responses to things, the way you are acting towards things, the way you are living through things, you're going to repeat the pattern. That's why it's called a pattern, because you're going to do it again and again and again and again. And unfortunately, this means you will also be stuck in the same emotional cycles you've always been in. And this is what we need to change. You need to change your cycles. So like I said, you think life is happening to you, but it's not. Life is actually happening through the patterns you have created. And we need to change that. And you can. That is the most beautiful, amazing thing about life, is that it is not set in stone. Life is organic, and you may change it whenever you want to. As soon as you decide you want a different narrative, as soon as you become aware of what you are doing, of what you are responding to, as soon as you have that, you can change the life you are living. Okay, so this is when you become the author of your own life. This is when you get to change the space that you're living in. And so let's begin this process. There's a little 3-step process that I introduce in my masterclass when it comes to awareness, especially in the beginning. And I would like you to start by doing it with something small, not a huge thing in your life, not a big event yet. We always try and implement in something small first, and then we build on as you get more confident in who you are. So I call it the 3 P's of awareness: pause, process, proceed. Those are the 3 P's. And what you need to do is this. What I mean is, when something happens, when you're irritated by a situation, pause. Don't just react like you normally would. Pause. Then I want you to process. Why are you feeling this way? Why are you reacting this way? Why? Like, what stories have you told yourself? What is the narrative you are currently living in that is causing you to respond in this way? And then once you've understood where all of that is coming from, then decide on your response. Proceed. Okay, so for an example, when I worked with a client the other day and I was discussing the 3 P's with her, I said to her, okay, let's take, for example, her husband keeps leaving the toothpaste tube open on the bathroom counter. He leaves the lid off the thing. So I said, all right. So she wakes up in the morning, she sees it, immediately she's irritated. She starts her day irritated. So I said to her, okay, you start your day, pause. Just wait, pause. Why are you irritated? Okay. What narrative is in your mind that causes this to be an irritation? Have you told yourself that he's never cleaning up after himself? He thinks you're the person that needs to clean up after him. There's a gender role involved. What narratives are you living in? Because you could wake up, it's there, brush your teeth, put it on, and go on with your life and not allow it to irritate you. And then process these feelings. If this is something bigger, go and talk to your other half. But you are the narrator of your story. You are the person who decides how your day is going to go. And you are the only person who has 100% control over your response. And that is something my late father taught me, was that no matter what, the only thing you have 100% control over in your life is your response to a situation. So again, pause, process. Why? What is this narrative that is controlling what I'm doing? And then proceed. How are you going to respond? And like I said, start with something small, and then through your day, each time a situation occurs, hear my voice in your head, not in a creepy way, but hear my voice in your head and go, okay, cool. I'm going to pause. What is my narrative? What story have I told myself? Let me process the situation. And then I'm going to proceed. How am I going to respond to this situation? You don't need to do more than that. Like I said, there's no big aha. There's no big list of to-dos. There's no big thing on motivation and a game plan. It all starts with personal awareness. So awareness is the foundation of changing your life. And you can't change what you don't see. So let's start by learning how to see. And when you can see your patterns, when you can see the little snippets of narrative you are living in and you've been telling yourself, when you can see your emotional responses, when you can see continuation in your arguments, when you can see the emotional cycles you continuously are living, that is your introduction into awareness. And let me tell you something, that small little gap, that little gap where you suddenly are aware, where you notice your own responses, there is so much power in that little gap. There is so much magic in that little gap. And this is where your power sits. And this is where you will be able to take control, to be the author of your own narrative. And so, if you would like to explore awareness, if you suddenly think, you know what, I'm tired of living in this cycle. You know what? I'm tired of people treating me this way. You know what? I'm tired of letting everybody in and being hurt and having these emotional cycles on repeat. If this is you, if you are feeling stuck in a space and people are saying to you, oh, you get what you tolerate, or oh, it's just a phase, you'll be fine. If this is you, if you're feeling, hang on, there must be more than this, then I ask you to join me on my awareness masterclass. Let me guide you in 1 hour. Give me 1 hour of your time, and I will show you the magic and the power behind awareness and the start of your personal development journey. No fluff, no fancy textbooks, just you and your awareness. I hope you have an amazing day. All the best until next time. Take care.